Hey everybody, it's Ray here, and we have a very special guest with us today who's going to talk all about a new product that's going to help you to be able to rank Google My Business. And we all know how important that is. As we all know, I say it all the time, I'm a video guy, but I also know that for local businesses, Google My Business is probably the single most important thing that you can help a business with because it is so powerful. Well, let's bring in our guest who's going to talk about all of that Google My Business stuff. It's the one and only Jeanne Kolenda. Jeanne, welcome back for, gosh, probably the 8th or 10th time by now.
At least, yeah. Yeah.
Well, it's great to have you in here. Google My Business, we talk about it all the time. I now own a local business, brick and mortar, so Google My Business has become even bigger to me. And you have put together with your partner a program that's going to teach people everything they need to know, from setting up the initial Google My Business to optimizing to making sure that it ranks. And then you even have some upsells for some other really cool things that we want to talk about. And for those of you watching, by the way, I did do an insider sneak peek review, so be sure to check out that video as well. But Jeanne, tell us a little bit about your new program and why this is such a big deal for local businesses.
Well, thanks, Ray. I started marketing for local businesses in 2010, and my partner on this product, her name is Sue, and we've been friends for 25 years, and so we went into business together, and we didn't stay financial business partners, but for 2-3 years, we kind of had some different ideas about things, but we remain really good friends, and we're tool buddies, and we share things, and but what I noticed when we started working with local businesses, Sue worked way less than I did. She worked way fewer hours. She was having way more fun. And every time I would say, okay, I got a new client. Now, what do I do? Okay, the first thing I need to do, I got to make that special Gmail account. Okay, now and sometimes I'd say, oh, what's next? And I call Sue, and she'd say, let me send you the document. She would send me the document. And I'd say, finally, I said, did you make this document just for me? She said, no, I have a document for everything. I said, you have a system documented for everything? She said, well, of course I do. And she said, I just start the ball rolling. I follow my blueprint. And so now, like we've both been on trips. Like, she's in her RV and I'm right now in a hotel room. And we've both been gone over a month. And so she onboarded 2 or 3 clients while she was gone. Within an hour, she had them onboarded using her documents. She had money in the bank, and she had the ball rolling with her outsourcers as far as the systems to follow. Boom, she's back, playing cards around the campfire or whatever. So she just follows these systems. And I've learned to follow them too. And I've even helped add some, for my focus on social media. And so I said, what we need to offer other people this, because her life is ridiculously easy. It's crazy. And she's the queen of systems. I'm the queen of disorganization. And so I really need these systems and these blueprints. And they really are amazing. They seem simple, but try to do it yourself and see how simple it is. When you gotta, how many times have people ever just bought the same product 2 or 3 times, and then it finally, I think on some platforms they'll say, oh, you've already purchased this in December of 2019, and here I am trying to buy it again because I've lost it. I don't know where it is. I forgot what it said. And so anyway, we all need blueprints. We all need systems. And this is a Library of Congress of blueprints. Now, this is not about getting a client. I save that stuff for, other people. There's a lot of stuff out there. I bought my fair share. This is what to do when you get the client. Just as critical.
Yep. And what's great about this is I've been through many different Google My Business courses, some of which cost thousands of dollars.
Yeah.
And those courses, they teach the basics like you guys have in here, But here's what's really cool is in your course, you're actually teaching some of those higher level things that I've only seen in those courses that cost $500, $1,000.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which, I'm not trying to convince you to raise your prices, but
No,
that's pretty
we're not
darn
doing
cool that some of
Yeah.
those things are in there. Because, we all know, I think anybody watching this understands what Google My Business is. It's an online listing location inside of Google on the maps. You put in your business information. Anybody can figure that part out. Go in, put in the name of your business, put in your information. When are you open? What's your phone number? What's your website? But there's so much more to it that's hidden inside there that people don't realize.
Yeah.
And that's where this gets really interesting. Things like dealing with categories, dealing with photos, dealing with videos, dealing with some of the other intricate things that you can add in there. And you guys get into citations. You get into the website, which is something that people forget. Can you talk a little bit about, like I said, we'll skip the Google My Business portion of it for a second because people can kind of figure that out. But tell us a little bit about why the website, your business website, is so important when it comes to ranking with the Google My Business.
Well, I mean, there's all kinds of little hidden things in a website that a lot of people miss, and it has to connect. You have to know how to optimize that website, and sometimes it's simple things. But I mean, do you remember the first time you ever heard the word schema?
Yeah.
Like, what? What is that? And so I called Sue. Sue, what is this schema thing? Oh, here's the document, and here's how to set that up. And Ray, I will tell you that some of this stuff that Sue is teaching in this course, I remember paying a guy, I won't mention his name, but I paid him $800 for a 2-hour Skype call for him to fix something for one of my roofing clients. I could not get the guy ranked. And I paid this guy, and he stayed on the Skype call actually longer. And some of those strategies that he taught are in this course.
Wow.
And it isn't just about, like you say, the website's got to be right. But, Google has a website that they give you for free. How many people set that up and optimize it? They don't. What do you do when you have a company with multiple locations and they want to rank for a city where they don't have an office? A nearby city. We've got that
That's
covered.
a big one right there.
It is. And what about, did you know that you can even use Google's own properties to help rank? I mean, look at the things Google owns. Just go up there to your Chrome dashboard, hit the Drive button, and look, they got maps, they got
sheets and documents and all sorts of things.
You can use
calendars
all of those and pull little tricks with those, and it will boost your rankings. And we've got all that covered. And there's just so much to it that nobody in their right mind usually could keep up with all that, unless you're a Sue, and get off on systems and all that.
Yeah, and like I said, I mean, I went through a course that talked about all the Google property stuff, and that alone was like a $500 course. And you guys are showing how that works in there, because it really is. We think of Google My Business, it's that listing that's on the maps. Well, you just go and you fill it in. Well, there are so many things you can do behind the scenes to boost that up that you'd almost never think of on your own. And all of that's being taught in here for advanced rankings, because many people don't rank well. Like I said, I've got a brick and mortar business now. This is personal to me. This isn't just me helping the client and hoping the client does well. No, this is my money now. This is me trying to get my stuff ranked. And so I want to learn all this stuff. I want to get in and do this. And of course, like I said, I've been through many courses, so I know a lot of the tricks, or at least partially know many of the tricks and everything. And
Yeah.
this really does go through all of that stuff without having to pay the huge money that we've seen in the past. So I
Yeah.
can personally recommend it just because it's the stuff that I'm trying to do with my business. But tell us a little bit about citations, because I think people get confused by that a little bit as well.
Well, a citation is just a place on the internet, where your name, address, and phone number is listed, or what we call the NAP. The name, address, phone number. And there are certain places that you want to have your NAP out there. Some are more powerful than others. There's always places that we all think about, maybe everybody knows about Manta or Yelp or yellowpages.com, but there's 200 more places, and there's a process that we teach you to follow. Now, there are some paid tools that you can pick up. We'll tell you what we use. But a lot of this, if you're cash strapped, you could do it yourself if you learn how to do it. Now, we are to the point, we are managing, between the two of us, we're managing over 100 local clients.
Right.
So we couldn't do this without systems. And we have it so that we take the systems and the documents, we give it to an outsourcer. Some of these people have worked for us for 5 and 6 years. So we don't have to babysit them. They're extremely loyal people. They're primarily in the Philippines, and we even talk about in one module how to find these people. And they are a blessing in our lives. And so they can start the ball rolling. They know exactly what to do, and you don't spend all your time in that cycle of doom. It's like, okay, you learn how to get a client. Okay, now I have a client. Now I spend all my time trying to fulfill, and then I don't have any time left to go get another client.
Yep.
So I'd rather have time for sales and people, which is what I love to do, and have somebody else handling all this little minutia. And with these systems and blueprints, I can do that.
And I would even take it one step further, because one of my personal businesses that was a local-based business, where I wanted to rank in all these things and get all these citations set up. I decided to try and do it myself because I'm sitting here, why not do it? Not only is it better in that you can go out and get clients and they can do it for you, but they know how to do it way better than I do. I struggled to get some of those things set up. I hand it to them, and 2 days later, I just get a document back and it's all done.
Yeah.
I couldn't do it. There was I spent hours on the whole Yellow Pages, Yellow Book, Dex, Super Pages, which are all the same company, and I could not get my stuff listed in there. And I finally just handed it to the outsourcers from then on in, and they take care of it, no problem. Nice and easy. And I really struggled with it. So,
have you ever heard of an IFTTT ring?
Oh yes.
Yeah, we talk about that.
Yes, I did see that was in there.
Yes, in the OTO1, which has more advanced. Some of the stuff we're talking about is in that upsell. This is a simple funnel. We're not going to up and down you to death. It's like basic stuff, pro stuff, and then at the very end, we're going to allow you to pay us a pittance for personal one-on-one time for 5 weeks. We're going to do webinars weekly for 5 weeks. Let you come on, ask your questions. We'll stay there until we get everybody's questions answered, and you'll be talking to two people who've made it happen. So that is priceless.
Yep.
When you can get somebody on on a webinar and ask questions and hear what everybody's got to say, and hey, if we don't know something, we'll find it out for you. So this is very simple, and I know people might think I'm crazy for doing this at such a low price, but this is not how I make the bulk of my income. I have like 3 other ways that I do this. I do this for fun because I love people.
Nice.
I really do. I want to see everybody have the freedom and the flexibility and the financial stability that I'm blessed with at almost 70 years old. I'm over here now in a Holiday Inn Express, and we've been roaming for almost a month, and we're going to wind our way home here. I'm missing my dogs. My daughter's got them. So, but I want everybody to have that kind of freedom. That you don't have to wonder, oh, do I have the money to do that? It's not cheap to roam around, but I don't have to worry about it because I've got these systems in place that's cranking out my income.
Yep, love it. And like I said, it's well documented, it's well done, it's well put together. Watch the other video that I made. I take you to the inside. I kind of show you exactly what you're going to get inside there, so you really get a good breakdown. But between setting up the GMB, optimizing it, knowing how to optimize your website to make sure the GMB does better, dealing with Bing and Yelp, doing the citations, making sure that you do the schema. And by the way, you talked about schema, and I believe the schema one is in the upsell, correct?
I think so. Yeah,
I believe it is. The schema part is huge because I didn't. Well, I don't want to make it sound like I didn't know what schema was when I did this course, but back a little while ago, I mean, I knew what it was, but I didn't know much about it or how to do it. And I tried to do it for our escape room here, and I had to get my web guy, John, on to show me what to do because holy cow, I thought I knew what I was doing, and I thought I could figure it out. And then I would try to test it, and the testing was weird, and I couldn't figure out how to test it right. Then I put it in the site, and it didn't work, and it said it wasn't there. And I mean, it was a nightmare. So I'm so glad to know how to do that now because it is not an easy thing to do until you really know how to do it. But it is extremely powerful. And by the way, guys, I mean, this is the tip of the iceberg on that. Schema there's tons more you can do with schema. And we're going to be talking about that in a few weeks in much more detail. But there's a lot more to schema than even just that. But this is what you need to learn to really help these guys out. And like I said, this is the stuff that I'm doing from my personal business. So it's my money, my butt on the line, and I'm doing exactly what they're talking about in here to make sure that my business succeeds. And I'm doing it with clients. But you know what? Here's the thing. I could sit here and tell you, hey, I do this with clients, you should do it. And, my butt's really not on the line when I'm with the client. What's the worst that's going to happen? They're going to stop paying me a small fee every month.
Yeah,
if I don't do it right for myself, I could lose everything. I could lose all my business and be in real trouble with that. So this is the stuff that I use in my business to make sure that we rank number one, to make sure that we get business in the door. And if you come to my weekly webinars where we talk about this business and go through the marketing and whatnot, we're up over double what they were before we bought this place.
Awesome.
And we're number one in just about everything and moving up all the time. So this stuff works when you put it to practice, and this is going to teach you exactly how to do it. It's how I do it, and Sue does it even better than me, so learning from her gives me even more on that, which is kind of nice. So there's more that I can do with that.
I'm glad you said Sue because I remember for a solid year I was saying, now, what is schema?
Hey, you know what? You're a part of this too because my social media aspect of all this, guess what goes out every single day on my social media is celebrations. So every day, the celebration stuff that you did goes out on my Facebook for there. So
awesome.
And your quotes. I've got your quotes in there too. So those two things go out every single day. So believe me, guys, Jeanne, Sue, they know what they're talking about. They work with over 100 clients. And this is the stuff that they do to make sure that they're successful for those clients. This is what I do to make sure that my business is successful, and it is getting more and more successful all the time. We've only been here since July, so it's a very short time, but we're already double what they were making before. And that's looking back to last year, we're more than double what they were doing last year at this time. So this stuff will help your business. It'll help your clients' businesses and keep the money rolling into you. So highly recommend you check it out. Now that I've taken up all the time here, Jeanne, any last words before we get you out of here?
No, I'm going to go have dinner and come back and work on some stuff online and having a good time here. So I'm excited for you and your business.
Well, thank you.
And, I've got a great new idea for some new social media stuff that's kind of generic, like the daily celebrations.
Nice.
I'll have to tell you about that when we get off the call.
Good. No, we'll have to do that.
I think it's going to be awesome. Yeah.
All right. Well, good. Well, Jeanne, I really appreciate you coming on, especially since you are out on the road. You're in a hotel. It is a Friday night, by the way, and I don't know if anybody can hear it. Probably not on my mic. I don't think it's that loud, but I'm at the escape room. My office is there, and there's a bunch of people in here because we are super, super busy tonight. When Jeanne and I first got on, there was people screaming and yelling in the lobby and everything else. So fortunately, they're in the games now. So now we got that lull where all the games are filled. Nobody's coming in for another hour to start over. Yeah, it's busy here. So I'm glad you were able to get on with me and that I was able to fit it in before it went crazy here. But
I'm sure I'm in a different time zone, so it's not as late for me as it is
right.
for
Yeah.
you.
Well, yeah, it's getting late for me here, and I know it's going to start getting busy again. So I'm looking forward to it. But I do appreciate you taking the time to show this to us, to talk about this, to talk about the importance of GMB and why you should get these systems put together. And I hope that my story helped out to everybody that's watching. And,
it should. My goodness.
Yeah. And if you guys are excited about this, well, guess what? This program, I'm doing this on a Friday night, but it comes out on Monday. What time does it come out? 11?
11 Eastern. Yeah.
It is 11 Eastern. So Monday at 11 Eastern, you'll be able to pick this up, and you'll be able to get all of our bonuses that we have, and you can see those down below this video. If you're watching this on Facebook, it'll be in the description, or you'll be able to click and see the bonuses. If you're on the bonus page, just scroll down the page. You'll be able to check all those out, because we want to provide you with not only everything that you need with the program, but we want to give you everything that you need to be able to take this program to another level. So check out those bonuses. If you have any questions, my phone number, literally my phone number is right up here. You can text me, you can call me, you can email me. I'll be glad to answer any questions that you have. And with that, I hope you have a great week and get out there and start doing those GMBs, and we'll see you next time.